Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my presentation, Joe's Storage Views. Today we're going to talk about the Cisco C3160. So just a little introduction. I'm a solutions architect for Veeam Software. I have a blog.vmjoes.com. Sorry, there should be an S in there, right? Blog.vmjoes.com. I got the URL wrong. I apologize, but I do a session on my blog called Storage Views. And the whole premise of it is how to take some storage and make it a backup target for Veeam. What to do with it, what not to do with it, how it works, disadvantages, advantages. That way kind of give you a better idea of how the solution is going to work with Veeam before you go ahead and purchase it, put it in an environment, or if you have it already in an environment, how you can make it better. So today we're going to talk about my favorite box, the Cisco UCS C3160. Okay? Why do I love it? First of all, it's a great big honking server. Okay? 51.6 3.5-inch hard drives, and you could put an additional 4 SSDs in the back of it. It comes with one compute node. The compute node can have up to 24 cores in it, up to 512 gigs of RAM, and it holds just about 500 terabytes. Cisco sells it in 7 configurations, basically how much you need for CPU, how much you need for memory, how much you need for storage. It also supports RAID 0, 1, 5, 6, 60, whole bunch of different connectivity options, including a VIC that could plug directly into the Fabric FIs if you want to use it with UCS infrastructure. Also has a 10 gig base 10 base T connection and an RJ45 connectivity into it. So, why does this work perfect for Veeam? Well, first of all, because it's got a tremendous amount of storage and a tremendous amount of compute all in one box. So you don't have to worry about scaling it. You don't have to worry about how much you push to it. You just have to make sure that you have enough storage to hold what you need. If it gets too big anymore, buy another one and expand it out that way. So the good thing is because it's a server, right? It's capable of running a Windows OS, and it's capable of running a Linux OS. So since you're running through Windows OS, we can connect to backup repositories either through Windows or we can connect to it through Linux. So you have your NFS connectivity through Linux, and then you have your basic Windows native connectivity through our data transport movers, okay? Another good thing in this is it's a big old honking server, run Windows on and Linux, sets up as a native repository in Veeam, right? So you go in there, configure it, you don't have to set up the CIFS share, you don't have to worry about having a CIFS gateway, you don't have to worry about putting any kind of accelerated data mover agents in it, or have any kind of gateway set up or how you're going to scale it. Just set up as a repository, point at Veeam, you're good to go. Good thing is, since it has no native dedupe, you can easily build synthetic fulls on it. Our reverse incrementals can be built on it perfectly, as long as our incrementals, forever incrementals, synthetic fulls, transforms, whatever you want to do on the box, you could do it, no problem, because it shows up just as a native Windows box. Right? Great for backup copy jobs, large amount of compute and storage pretty much works, scales easily, pop them in there, put it in, and the best part about it is also they can connect into the Cisco UCS framework. Right? Support for tape out. You don't have to worry about rehydrating the data, move it out, tape stuff out, take the data off, push it somewhere else, backup copy jobs, build synthetic fulls, and whatever you need to do. Okay, disadvantages, okay, no native dedupe abilities, right? So you can't expect any kind of dedupe or compression on it outside of what Veeam Backup Replication does. Or if you want to, you could also put Windows dedupe on it, right? So doesn't come with that. Also, the 3160 does not support Fibre Channel. It's FCOE only. You can't put in a Fibre Channel adapter card in it. The 3260, they tell me you can. The reason why I'm not talking about the 3260 today is the reference architecture with Cisco and Veeam is on the 3160. The 3260 is in process of being discussed. That's just a little disclaimer I had to put in there from Cisco. Okay. Ooh. Okay. This should say Cisco 3160, not Quantum DXi. I apologize for that. A typo. I didn't look at the slides long enough. But some of the do's you could do with this. You could use it as a primary target, no problem. Use it as a backup copy job target, no problem. You could do the GFS rollups. You don't have to worry again about having any kind of accelerated data movers, DD boost, catalyst support, anything that they use to do an inline post pre-process dedupe on a target or on a proxy. You don't have to worry about it because it's all done on the target. Once again, the beauty of 3160, it's just a great big old honking server. Put in there, all the data goes to it. You could use any backup mode to it, reverse incremental, forever incrementals, transforms, synthetic fulls, doesn't matter. And then one thing you need to know, when you set up the storage, the limit for the backup jobs or concurrent jobs that you can send to storage is the default is 4, right? So it's 4 connections per repository. There's ways to scale this depending on how much CPU you have, how much memory you have, and also how much disk you have in here so you can get more concurrent jobs. But with a Cisco 3160, you could dial that up, 5, 6, 7 jobs, concurrent jobs for that. Also, you can create multiple repositories in the box depending on how you configure the volumes. Okay? Don'ts. There's really no don'ts with the Cisco 3160. So what I did here is I cut and paste from my blog, and I forgot to change it to 3160 because I was kind of late getting up this morning. It's Vegas after all. But anyway, I apologize. This should say 3160. If you have more information that you need on the Cisco UCS 3160 and Veeam, the Veeam availability on the Veeam availability on the Cisco UCS 3160 deployment guide is available as a white paper on Veeam.com. This is also pretty much the reference architecture on Cisco. If you search Cisco for a Veeam reference architecture, you'll find the same guide there as well. It talks about how to deploy it, how to set up the groups and everything, how to group the disk, how to set up a RAID 60 versus if you want to set up a RAID 6 or a RAID 5. Veeam user guide talks about how to scale a backup repository, how to create a backup repository. And then we have a nice white paper from one of our solutions architects in EMEA that talks about how to scale this architecture and how to plug everything into the unified fabric at Cisco. And again, if you have any more questions or if you want to read more stuff, feel free to go to my blog at blog.vmjoes.com. Thank you. Have a nice day.